Hey everybody, welcome to the 4th of July edition of Fab Fit Friday. I was going to cancel because last week when I said, I'm going to come on next week and show you more things, I didn't look at my calendar to see that it was in fact 4th of July, but I figured I'd come on and share a little fun with you. And actually, I'm really excited because I've made a complete pair of underwear that is super comfortable, so I want to share that with you. And I also made a skort. So you remember last week I showed you the fabrics I got from Nature's Fabrics, and I had that green leaf print, and I just bought a half yard of it. And actually, after I washed it, it was not even a half yard long. It shrunk. So I literally had just enough to squeak out a sport skort. And then after Fab Fit Friday last week, I got my order from Bra Builders, and what was in there was a microfiber, not microfiber, I'm sorry, a microlycra that I was going to use to make underwear with, but it was so soft and silky, I actually made the shorts for under the skort, so it all coordinates, and I actually had to use the scraps from the shorts to make the waistband because I didn't have long enough scraps to make the waistband out of the printed fabric. So super excited about this. And what's happening to it's live. Yes. So I just want to say hi to Victoria, Spot, and Julie and Spot have little crowns by their name. I'm going to go ahead and give Victoria a crown too. That's a new thing. I'm guessing that means #1 fan or something. I didn't do that, but I think all of my fans are #1 fans. So Victoria, I'm giving you a crown too. Yeah. So happy Independence Day, Julie. Thank you. So the first thing I want to do is I want to show you my skort. And one of the reasons why I'm so excited about this skort is it's not black, right? I can wear black with it on top because I have my tank top on. And actually, my husband had a chance to go for a little bit of a hike before I came on today. So I've already been hiking in my skort, and I love it. So let me show you. It's super comfortable, and it's now tested. It's trail approved, very comfortable. And I think it's really kind of, I don't know, I like it. What do you think? So you can see here I had just enough fabric to make this skort. So the green will be, and then you can see I did the shorts out of this soft microfiber. I keep saying microfiber, it's microlycra. So soft and comfortable. But I'm really excited because I have a thing that's not black to wear. Hey Mary, you're walking down the road up north. I love that. Did you see my skort? It's a color. I used the leafy fabric to make an actual outside garment. So yay. Hey Carol, welcome. Yes, color. Whoop whoop. I do need to do something about my bra straps though. See, this is the bra I wear all the time. It's my sports bra that I like, Anita, like super firm. But see how the strap bows out here? I don't know why it does that. I might try to rehab that to make it a little bit skinnier so it doesn't pop out of my tank tops. But I didn't put anything fancy on today because I feel like it's 4th of July and I'm just being casual. Oh, Carol says it looks like a winner. Oh my God, it is so comfortable. And here's another thing. I think I've lost weight since I've been doing the step bet challenge with my daughter, and this is the last week of it. So for the past 5 weeks, I've been walking over 10,000 steps 6 out of the 7 days of the week, and 2 of the days I have to do almost 13,000 steps because that was the goals they gave me based on my watch and my fitness data. But when I cut out the skort, I actually had to take it in 2 inches on the sides, which is a total of 4 inches. So I had to shrink my skort, which made me really happy, and I had to shrink my shorts a little bit. So I am very happy with it. So thank you, Julie. Julie says it's pretty and it looks good on you. Thank you, thank you. Carol says it looks like a winner. I'm really, really excited about it. But I'm also very excited about these. Now, these look like giant panties. But I mean, Julie says that this is keeping the straps from cutting into me. I think that might have been their idea, but look at where it sits on me. It sits in front of my shoulder, not like on top of my shoulder, where maybe if I shorten the straps, it will actually be up higher. I don't know. I'm going to figure that out and work on that. So there you go. Oh, Sandra says, afternoon, Jen. I did get into your class on PatternCon, the woven to stretch class. Oh, I'm so excited. Trisha did tell me she was sending out class assignments. So I'm very happy you got into it. It's going to be super fun. Yes, very exciting. So I made these underwear, and I want to talk about how I made them. They look a little wonky, but when I stretch it onto my leg, everything is nice and smooth like this, right? These are so comfortable. I don't even feel like I'm wearing underwear. So this is going to be how I'm going to make them. And let me just show you. I'm going to switch my view here. I've got some tips. Hey, Anita from the UK. Welcome, welcome. Let me switch over to here. Okay, so we've got my whole mess going on here. Let me just make it a little bit brighter so you can see what I'm going to show you. Let me just make sure we're super, let me just make sure I'm super, super sharp here. There we go. All right, so what I want to talk about is I used a 3/8 inch elastic to sew this on. And of course, do I have the little piece? I probably used about between 15 and 17 inches on each leg, because I only had like a 2-inch piece left over after I finished both leg openings. Oh, I found it. Hold on. All right, so this is the piece of elastic that I used in there. This was one of the elastics I got from Bra Builder. So you can see it's just a nice underwear elastic. It's shiny on one side. See? Shiny on one side, and it's sort of plush on the other side a little bit. So I could have sewn it on upside down and had the plush side against my skin and not turn the edges under, but I decided to try wrapping the edges, so that's what I ended up with here. And I have a few tips and a few things I want to talk about in terms of what I'm going to be paying attention to going forward. This first pair was really about getting the leg openings comfortable. So like I said, I've achieved that goal. And if I turn them inside out, you can see I have this is the crotch fabric that I purchased from Bra Builder. And it's interesting because it's black on one side. So if I wanted to have, a darker color showing, I could have the black showing, or I could have the white showing. So that's my completed underwear. And I basically finished the waistband the exact same way. And I used my own cut and sew elastic for the waistband. So the waistband was a piece of this. Let's see, where do I have? So this is my cut through sew through elastic. So I basically cut a 3/4 inch piece and used it to do the waistband here. But here are the things that I want to sort of give you as tips now that I've made a pair of successfully comfortable underwear. Victoria says, congratulations on the weight loss. I've been losing weight also, and my clothes are floating on me. First time past Sunday, I didn't need to wear a girdle. Oh, I love that. Hey, Carla. Congratulations, Victoria. And Carla, Happy 4th of July. And Miss D from South Africa, welcome, welcome, welcome. All right, so I just want to reiterate that these elastic, and there's certain things on these underwear that look a little ripply, but when it's stretched onto my body, it's nice and smooth and it's nice and comfortable. It does not pull me. I stretched the front openings when I put the elastic on a little bit, and I think that gave me a little bit more comfort and a little bit more mobility. I did not stretch the back. I stretched the elastic to fit the back, but you can see I didn't stretch it that much. There's not a lot of gathers there. Like I don't need a lot of a lot to keep it on my butt. Let's just put it that way. Like I just needed a little bit. So I'm extremely happy with these. I did the flat felled seam, which I think looks pretty for the side seams, and you know, it lays flatter against myself. So really happy with the flat felled seams, really happy with the elastic waistband. Notice it's not very gathered. I almost did it 1-to-1. One thing I'm not happy with, a couple things I'm not happy with. You can see here I have this jog right here. That's because that's where I put the I started sewing the elastic on using a triple zigzag, and then I overlapped it when I came around to the start point, and they didn't match up perfectly, so you can see that little jump there. So I don't love that. I'm going to work on making that better. And then the other thing I'm going to be doing, these are all my improvements. When I cut out my lining, when I cut out my liner, I'm going to trim off 3/8 of an inch so it extends to the fold, but then it's not folded over because it gets a little bulky in here, especially where all the seams are. So like the seam allowances from sewing it on, plus the fact that I doubled it over, makes it a little bit thick here. But again, that doesn't it doesn't make it uncomfortable. The other thing I'm going to focus on when I make my next pair is when I sew the elastic on, I'm going to make sure that the fabric is extending past the elastic like this. So like this section I'm really happy with, but then some of the sections the elastic sticks out like that. And it doesn't hurt the comfort of it because it's the plush side that I see there. However, I want it to look nice. So I don't like that the elastic sticks out in places. And actually, I have one spot where the fabric actually folded on itself here. So it folded over to show the elastic. So I'm going to focus on folding the elastic over and making sure it's sort of laying like this bit right here. And you can see I used the triple zigzag to stitch it on first, and then after I folded it, I top stitched it with the same stitch. So those are the improvements that I'm going to be making on my next pair. Now, speaking of the actual fabric, this is another thing I screwed up. I had a 1/2 yard cut of this, and I believe this is the bamboo fabric that I'm using here. And the way I cut these out, I only had enough to cut out one pair and a front. I cut out my front to make a second pair, which is right here. And then I ended up not having enough. I only have these scraps to cut out the rest. And I tried a million different ways this Sunday to get the piece on there, and there's just no way without adding a lot of extra seams. Oh no, Barbara, just dropping in? You can't stay? Well, of course you can't stay. It's a holiday. Go have 4th of July fun. But thank you for stopping in. I appreciate it. I'm just talking about my successes and failures on my first pair of underwear here. That's what I'm doing today. Carol says, yes, great idea for removing most of the seam allowance before folding over. Now I will try to make a pair I have cut out of light cotton knit. Thank you for your diligence in working out all of these trip ups. Okay, well, let me just show you one more trip up that we don't want to make. If you're going to buy underwear fabric, specifically for underwear, Bra Builder sells it in 1/2 yard cuts, or they sell an underwear kit size cut, which is a little less expensive, and I'm guessing that might reduce the waste of having the half yard cut, because I have this big scrap now that, you know, unless I want to make myself a thong, I don't have enough fabric for. Part of me was considering making a lower rise, right? Like I could try making a lower rise, but I think I'm going to play with lining. I'm going to play with my half yard piece of this organic cotton to see if I can get 2 complete pairs out of it if I'm more careful about the way I lay the pieces out, because I just was not careful, and I think if I had been careful I could get 2 out, and maybe I'll test that in a minute. But the other things I want to share with you here is I have some other elastic that I might try, or I might not, because I am really happy with this method. I really like this method, but I bought some just plain ribbed elastic, a knit elastic, right? So I could try just putting that on and maybe leaving it. Like I could have sewn it on and had it stick out a little bit like this. So it could have been pink and green. That might have been pretty. Like I could have tried that. Maybe I'll try that on another pair. We all need a thong. Carla's like, we all need a thong. Yeah, I used to wear those when I was much, much younger, but I have lost my desire for that. I also got some fold over elastic that folds over. I don't know, maybe I'll try that. And then the one I want to demo or try with you is this. Look at this. This looks like skinny little paper. This is supposed to be a fusible elastic. So we're going to try this on the front that I cut out. I'm going to just fuse it onto the leg opening to see what it does, because I'm very skeptical and I don't want to put this on a pair that I've already cut out and sewn together just in case it doesn't work out for me. So we're just going to try it. Okay, so Victoria says I could color block the undies using the scraps. I totally could do that, and I might. We'll see. Spot says panties seem so simple and are such a necessary garment, and they are driving me crazy. I find them so fussy to get my pattern right. Yeah, I mean, you know, the first pair I made, I didn't ever finish them because, let me just show you here. This was the first pair that I was working on, okay? And this, when I put this leg opening on, I mean, it was comfortable, but it also was a little bit, like, see, there isn't a lot of give here when you compare it to this. Look, see the difference? Like, see this, I can really stretch. Putting the band on really limited the stretch, and while it was comfortable-ish, it wasn't as comfortable as I thought after I left them on for a little bit. Like I put them on in my studio by myself, and I just sat around in them for a few minutes, and I got less and less enamored with this leg opening. So that's why I did not finish the first pair. But I do want to say that using the zigzag, the triple zigzag stitch, gives you the most stretch, right? So the comfort of these leg openings, I believe, is affected by how stretchy it is after you finish it, but also how stretchy the fabric is and how stretchy your elastic is, right? So I also think sewing it on using the triple stitch is the most stretchy thing you can do. So I'm very happy with the comfort of this. Spot has at least 10 dead patterns. Oh no. Oh, hi Diane, welcome. Happy 4th to you as well. So anyway, so really excited about this. I'm gonna try to get 2 pairs out of a half yard cut, and actually, you know, I do like having this higher rise sort of hipster brief here, but I probably could lose another inch. Like I probably could trim it an inch and make it a little shorter. See, I was playing with my pattern and I was trying to see if I could fit it on if I folded the waist down a little bit. So, you know, I can play with that. But what I really want to do is, I've got my iron heated up. I'm really curious about this fusible elastic. So let's try it. There are no instructions. Happy 4th, Barbara. Thank you for coming. Okay, so let me just get my iron here. I have it all heated up and ready to go. And like I said, I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use this because it's an actual leg opening, even though, you know, even though it's not sewn together, it's a leg shape. So what I want to do here is I just want to see what it does. It came in this a little bag that said 3/8 inch fusible. It came in a bag that said, a little Ziploc bag that said 3/8 inch fusible elastic, but it didn't have any other instructions. So I'm just going to go ahead and try it. So what does that mean? I don't know. Let's try to just put it on and see what happens. So there's a clear side that I can see. See the shiny clear? And then there's a paper side. So I'm going to put the paper side down. And maybe I'll move my heat of my iron down a little bit so it's not super piping hot here. All right, well, let's try it and see. All right, so let's just fuse this on and see what happens. Now, first of all, I can see what's going to happen here. As I try to go around a curve, I'm going to have to snip it, but because it's not, obviously, will not go in a curve. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take my little scissors and put some snips in here so I can curve it like this. Oh, I probably should have gone the other way. Hold on. All right, so here. All right, so here I clipped it on the inside edge. Let me clip it on the outside edge and try that way. Let it spread from the outside. All right, so see, that works too. I just want to see what happens. All right, let's just use that little amount and see what happens. So I'm going to let that cool, and then we're going to peel the paper off. Oh, so Spot says, my favorite purchase pair ever were flannel, believe it or not. Wow, flannel underwear? I've never, besides flannel boxer shorts, I've never heard of that. That's kind of cool. All right, so I'm just going to let this cool off. And then after it's cool, we're going to peel the paper off, and we're going to see what this clear elastic does. Let me just see if I can pull it off. Oh, okay, so that is really cool because it is, I can feel that it's giving some firmness to the edge. So I wonder what would happen if I then did this. Ooh, I might have to try this. The only thing is I'm not sure how I would apply it and also stretch. I'd have to stretch. I don't know, you can't really stretch it. But anyway, let's let that dry and let's see what happens. Maybe this would be good for like a boy short leg, right? Where it didn't need to be pulled as much. Let's let that cool and let's see what happens here. Wow, all right, so that, look at how impressive that is. So there's elastic in there, clear elastic. That is neat. I wonder how that would wash and wear. That is neat. No sew leg opening. I think I'm going to order more of this. I only ordered 1 yard because I wasn't sure about it. Maybe I'll order more and see what happens. Hey Tana, welcome. They were regular bikini panties, not boy shorts or anything. Wow. And okay, so Spot, did they stretch? Was it stretch flannel? I'm guessing it would have to be a little bit stretchy. All right, so let me just tell you, if this stays when you wash it, or I could just throw in a top stitch there. Look at that. Let me get in really close here. This might be a super winner. See, I was waiting to try this when I could try it with you. This clear elastic that is fusible. Look at that. Look at how nice that is. I'm going to order more of this, and I'm going to try it on a pair of actual underwear. I like that. Okay, so this iron elastic is from Bra Builders, and I did put a link to Bra Builders in the description of this video, so you can go and order it. This is the 3/8 inch one, and I think they have an inch wide that might be cool for waistbands, and then also I think they have a 1/2 inch too, but I'm going to order more because I'm very impressed with that. And I'm also going to do the wash and dry test, so I'm going to throw this scrap in the washer and dryer and see if it stays over some washings. So I'm going to test that. So I'm really glad I took the time to test this with you guys. I think that's worth the price of this Fab Fit Friday, is just trying this. Oh, okay, so Spot's flannel underwear only stretched as far as normal fabric might stretch across the bias. Well, that's really very cool though. That's cool. And as long as they're comfortable and you love them, and obviously they'd be warm if they're flannel, that's good for the winter, right? All right, so there's that. All right, so again, I'm gonna wash this. So Carol's asking, would I need to stitch it down on half and no stitch the other half? I'm going to just throw this right in the wash, and I'm going to see if it falls off in the washer and dryer. I'm just going to try it because it's a scrap, and then I will know if it falls off, or if the fusibility doesn't stay. Then I can just run a neat stitch, you know, a little zigzag right there to hold it after it's fused. That would still look nice. Julie says, what if you ironed it on while shaping the panty leg straight? That's true. I mean, I could stretch the fabric and fuse it on. I could try that. Let's try it on this side. Here, you know what I'll do? I know Lorraine saying, wow, iron on elastic would make this project a breeze. Let's try something. I'm going to take this is my front leg here. Let's try stretching it a little bit. And just to make it easy, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pin it to my cut and press board here, like this. And then I'm just going to stretch it just a little bit. So I'm stretching it here, right? And I'm going to put another pin over here. See, I'm just pinning it right here. And now let's try putting some more of this on, and let's see what happens with it stretched. It'll be fun to see what happens when it releases. Let's see. All right, so let me just fuse this. And then let me just put some clips over here so I can pull it into a curve right there. I'm very interested to see if this stays put, because like I said, if it does, I'm gonna make some. I know Spot says, I can't help but think that an elastic that goes on with heat comes off with heat. Yep, just like fusible interfacing. But again, I'm just going to try it. I'm going to literally throw it in the washer and dryer and see what happens. All right, let me just peel it. Okay, so let's release it and see what happens. Okay, so I released the stretch. You can see it's a little bit rippled. Let's fold it under. Just fuse that flat. You know, actually stretching it probably allowed me to fold it over and then have it lay nice and flat. Look at that, looks nice. So I did stretch it a little bit, and I fused it, and it's still really stretchy. So this is going to be a test to see how durable it is. Oh, let me get this little piece of paper off on this side and finish fusing that. All right, so I'll report back to you next Friday. And I think I know even if I need to sew it on and it doesn't stay on washing and drying without pressing, I think I will still I think I'll still buy it, and if I have to sew it, I'll sew it. Oh, you want me to test it in my pool to see if the chlorine affects it? I could do that. I could put some of this on my swim shorts or my swim skort. I could put it on the shorts hem and see if it stays on my swim skort. I could test that for you as well, so I can do that. So I'm gonna have to order more because I only have this little piece left now. But I'm super excited about this. I'm so glad I shared. Look at how stretchy that is. So I'm thinking this could be the holy grail of underwear elastic. I think the only downside is you can't stretch the elastic when you're putting it on because it's on a non-stretchable paper. Mary says panties have negative E, so putting the elastic on 1-to-1 should still work. I do panty waistbands 1-to-1 when applying elastic. Yes, you can see here I stretched my waistband elastic like ever so slightly, like barely at all. Like you can see there's a slight little bit, but mostly I just put it on 1-to-1 because I made sure the waistband fit me before I put the elastic on. But I am so excited to wear these. I can't begin to tell you, this is such comfortable fabric, and I'm really annoyed with myself that I could only get one pair out of the half yard. All right, so I'm going to order more of this elastic from Bra Builders because I can see that I'm going to love it. And maybe I'll search and see if there's other sources for it too. But I do like that. Let's try one more thing. For our 4th of July edition of Fab Fit Friday, I want to see if I can figure out a way to get 2 pairs of my high-rise hipsters on this piece of fabric. So I'm going to fold it in half. Let's see. Because this was my biggest sad thing, that I wasted fabric because I wasn't being careful how I cut my fabric out. Now, of course, if you're using your underwear project as a stash builder, then, you can just find scraps to use, which is a good thing to do. But then also, I just want to see. All right, if I fold this in, I'm going to fold this in fourths. All right, so this is fourths, so I have folded edges, and I just want to see, can I lay these on in a way where I could get, whoops, well, it's a little bright now. All right, I just want to see if I can lay these on and get the pieces all to fit. Oh yeah, look at, all right, so this shows you that if I had scooted this end way down here, now of course, this is a without nap layout, but this is how I can get 2 pieces out of, or 2 pairs of underwear out of a half yard. Let me make it a little bit bigger here so you can see. So see, if I put one going this way, really up close here, and then I can get, I've got 2 folds here, and then I would have to, well, actually, you know what? I think what I would do is in the front, I'll put this one here, or like this, because I've got 2 folds there. I've only got 1 fold here. I'd have to fold it differently, but I think if I can do it like this, right, I should be able to figure out how to get 2 pairs of underwear out of 1 half yard piece. So I'm going to cut two pairs of underwear out of this, hopefully, and then I'm going to order that elastic. That's what I think I'm going to do, and I'm going to try that clear elastic on these. So I think that's going to be my plan. So I also think that's all the things I wanted to share with you today. We don't have any big 4th of July plans, but I do want to go outside and enjoy the day today because it's like 75 degrees and it's not humid and it's sunny and it's beautiful. So I'm gonna plan a little barbecue for myself for dinner and me and my husband. And that's what's happening. So I'm really excited. So I've got a skort. I've got a new pair of underwear. I know I love that clear elastic from Bra Builders. And again, there is a link in the description below to Bra Builders, so you can check that out. Mary says, cut them out like usual instead of folding twice. It will fit and will still be on the fold. Oh, I know. I'm not going to cut them out like this, Mary. I just wanted to see if I had enough yardage to cut out all 4 of them. And that shows you how messy I was when I cut out my first pair. I basically just folded the ends in, didn't pay attention to how much fabric I was wasting. I wasted a lot of fabric. So I will make sure that I do it properly to get 2 pairs out of a half yard. Yeah, so I'm going to have a pretty and pink underwear drawer, I think. All right, so I think I'm going to call it for today. I know this is like 2 short ones in a row, but next week I'll have more of that elastic, and I think I might start a shorts sew along next week because I need some shorts to go with my skorts. So I think that's what's going to be next week. So I want to thank everybody for hanging out with me on the 4th of July, and I hope you guys are having a wonderful holiday. You know, take some time for yourself and just, you know, if you want to sew. If not, get outside, you know, do something fun. And I just want to thank everybody for following along with me. I also want to thank everybody who has joined my J Stern Designs YouTube Insider Club. We had a really great first live meetup in there on Sunday. So, you know, if anybody is wondering about that, there is a link in the description below for that as well. But it will make life a lot easier to find different things and to do fitting because everything is all organized in a catalog that is updatable for you. So anyway, so there's that too. So I want to thank everybody for following me along there. Kim says, happy 4th. Love the elastic. Hope it washes nice. Yes, I will definitely report back next week about how that scrap washes. I'm going to wash it and dry it like a meanie. Like I'm just going to throw it in and see what happens. And I will report back next week. Victoria says, happy Independence Day. Happy Independence Day. Spot says, have a good one, ladies. And Julie says, thanks. And Mary says, is that a yearly fee? No, Mary, I wanted to make an inexpensive option for people who want a little bit more community with me and want an easier way to find my tutorials. It's a one-time payment of $99. But the catalog will be updated every month. There's a Q&A in there. And as a matter of fact, there are some posts from me and from some of the members already in there that you can check out. And if you want to watch the recording of the first live meetup we had on Sunday, I went around and everyone introduced themselves. So, and we had almost 1/3 of the membership came to this first live. It was really fun. And my husband is going to be doing it with me, and he's so good on there. Like he's got a lot of plans for the club going forward. Like he really wants to make it worth your money. So there's going to be other fun things happening in there because he's all excited to do some other things. But I will be making a larger online community that will have more things in it. But if you are a member of this YouTube Insider Club, you get a discount that more than pays for that if you decide to do that later. But that's not coming till the end of the summer, early fall. But anyway, so thank you. Oh, Carla, you have a happy and safe holiday as well. And I'm going to have to find out what's going on with these crowns. Some of you have crowns, and I want to make sure everybody has crowns. So I'm going to click on a crown. Those are top fans, but really, I think you're all top fans. You guys are all top fans, so I'm not really, maybe they do the top 1, 2, 3 fans, which I guess that's kind of fun, but just so you know, you all have crowns on your head as far as I'm concerned. So thank you for joining me, and I'm starting to ramble now, so I'm gonna sign off, but I'll see you next week with the Fusible elastic wash test and the start of a short sew along, and also hopefully I'll have a few more pairs of underwear made with the fusible elastic if it comes in time. I'm gonna order it, but it probably won't go out till Monday now because it's the weekend, but we'll see. All right. Happy 4th of July, everyone. Bye-bye. Oh.